Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. We have some breaking news, and it's truly unfortunate news. Beniel Dariush is out of his fight with Islam Makhachev. They were scheduled to be the main event of a UFC Fight Night on February 26th. And by the end of this video, I'm going to try to get you guys a replacement opponent for Islam Makhachev. There's quite a few options, but I'm just super bummed about this fight cancellation. This was the perfect fight for the lightweight division. You had Beniel Dariush, who's currently ranked number 3 in the UFC official rankings. You had Makhachev, who's currently ranked number 4. It just made perfect sense. You had Charles Oliveira, the lightweight champion, defending his belt against Justin Gaethje at UFC 274. And it was a foregone conclusion. Those two events, those two main event lightweight fights, where the winners were going to fight each other. And now it's kind of up in the air. And also, you know, as far as Islam Makhachev goes, and I know somebody's probably going to comment down below and say I'm crazy, but I was really looking forward to seeing Islam Makhachev test it. Up until this point, his best win is against Dan Hooker, and Dan Hooker showed up on 3 weeks' notice at UFC 267. Islam was supposed to fight RDA at UFC 267. Unfortunately, RDA had to pull out of the fight, and Dan Hooker was the best opponent they could find. And don't get me wrong, Dan Hooker was a fine test, and Islam Makhachev went out there and absolutely decimated him and submitted him in the first round. But I wanted to see him truly tested against the elite of the elite. And now this card on February 26th leaves a lot to be desired. What are they going to do for the main event now? Misha Shakurov versus Wellington Turman? I don't think so. Arman Tsarukyan versus Joel Alvarez? That's probably the second best fight on the card. That's not main event material. And this is the second week in a row we've had a lightweight main event fall out. This weekend was supposed to be Rafael Fiziev versus RDA, and now unfortunately that got moved for a couple weeks to UFC 272. And this card now on February 26th is just terrible. So I really believe that the UFC needs to try to keep Islam Makhachev on this card. So what are the options? Well, first off, when I was looking at this, I thought there was a few potential options for this. None of them were going to be popular among the fans. First off, my first thought was cancel the fight altogether. Just take Islam Makhachev off the card. I don't want that, but I didn't want to see Islam Makhachev just fighting and just anybody. And I was thinking rebook Islam Makhachev versus Beniel Dariush for UFC 274 in May. The same card that Oliveira defends his belt against Justin Gaethje. That makes perfect sense. But I don't think the UFC is going to do that because they need somebody on the main event of this card. There's no fighter who belongs in a UFC main event, even of a fight night, currently on this card. So what are they going to do? I thought about maybe, just maybe, they could steal Arman Tsarukyan, make him fight Islam Makhachev. They already fought before, but that was a while ago. Or they could potentially do Islam Makhachev versus Joel Alvarez. I don't know how likely that is. I would love that matchup, but I don't know how likely that is. And still, you know, that's a guy that's outside the rankings. This is was built as a #1 contender fight for the lightweight division. Then I thought to myself, what if they moved Islam Makhachev to UFC 272 and they decided to pull RDA or Rafael Fiziev from their fight, and you could do Islam Makhachev versus RDA? That is a lightweight fight that I've really wanted to see. And also, that's a fight that's been scheduled, I think, 3 times at this point, and since been canceled over and over and over again. It's like Khabib versus Tony Ferguson all over again. Islam versus RDA has been canceled so many times. But I would also love to see Islam Makhachev versus Rafael Fiziev. That would be an amazing stylistic fight. You have Fiziev, who is one of the most technical strikers I've seen, a very hot prospect within the lightweight division, looking for a big fight. And I think that Islam Makhachev matchup would be amazing. But at the same time, I really do want to see RDA versus Rafael Fiziev. So then, you know, we were actually talking about this in the members-only Discord chat. Who else could step in? And there was somebody that mentioned a name. And then right before I got to record this video, right before I hit the button to record, it was reported by Brett Okamoto of ESPN that both parties have agreed, but it's not official yet. It's not finalized. They still have to work out some details. The UFC is looking at booking Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green for the main event of that February 26th fight night, which is absolutely insane. Bobby Green, not even in the top 15, but he looked absolutely phenomenal against Nasrat Haqparast at UFC 271, putting on a phenomenal performance. A lot of people after that fight were saying Bobby Green deserves a lightweight main event. And imagine if he gets a fight against Islam Makhachev. That would be incredible. Bobby Green, I've talked about it for a very long time, and I've talked about it quite extensively on this channel. Bobby Green, depending on which Bobby Green shows up, he looks like the elite of the elite at lightweight. He had a very competitive fight against Rafael Fiziev, and had that fight been 5 rounds, I think Bobby Green might have taken it. And Bobby Green looked so good at UFC 271, and I would love to see him challenge Islam Makhachev. I think that's the next best bet over, Beniel Dariush, who knows how long Beniel Dariush is going to go out, be out for with the ankle injury. I would love to see Bobby Green versus Islam Makhachev. I don't know, imagine that would be a nightmare scenario for the UFC and Islam. If Islam was to lose to Bobby Green, which is very possible, I would favor Islam Makhachev in that matchup. But there is a chance that Bobby Green could knock out Islam Makhachev. He's been knocked out before by Adriano Martins. It was a while ago. I don't think it's very likely. I think Islam Makhachev would have the wrestling advantage, would be able to take Bobby Green down. But Bobby Green's still in good shape. He just fought last Saturday. So it's not like he'd be out of shape coming off the couch, and it would be one of those opponents where you're like, I really don't want to see this, because we know Islam Makhachev is going to steamroll him. And could you imagine if Bobby Green beat Islam Makhachev? If Bobby Green beats Islam Makhachev, especially on short notice, I think you got to give Bobby Green the next lightweight title shot. I never thought in a million years I would be uttering those words. Bobby Green could potentially be one fight away from a UFC lightweight title shot. And I don't think anybody would complain about it. If he went out there and starched Islam Makhachev, knocked him out on the feet on 2 weeks' notice, how could you deny the guy? Who else would you give it to? There's a lot of parity in the division. So it looks like that fight's going to happen if you ask Brett Okamoto from ESPN. Another option I thought is possible, and I don't really want to see this, but Tony Ferguson is crazy enough he would step in to fight Khabib's protege, Islam Makhachev. Michael Chandler, depending, I think he's been training. They're looking at booking him very, very soon, according to different reports. So maybe he's already in training camp for a different fight. And Michael Chandler would probably step in on short notice to fight Islam Makhachev. But all these matchups, honestly, would be fun. I just want to see Islam Makhachev fight some elite competition. That's all I want to see. I want to see the guy tested. I don't want to see him just beat up a nobody to earn a title shot. I really want to see him test it and earn that title shot. Let me know what you guys think. Is there an opponent that I'm potentially missing? Out of all the opponents I named, which one would be your favorite? But it's looking like we're going to get Islam Makhachev versus Bobby Green, main event, UFC Fight Night, February 26th. Don't forget to like the video, and thank you so much for watching.